we're just going to keep on telling the books as, I don't know how we fit how many books are you guys going to write? 12 or
9.
10 or 9? Okay.
9.
So at the pace we're going, we're going to need a lot of years, but we're not gonna break it. We're just gonna keep following the books.
Now, I will say though that in episode 1 of the 3rd season, there is a sequence involving our favorite Martian Marine that I think is going to be one of the best things in the history of television.
Cool.
So yeah. In their episode.
It's cool, yeah, and and it's stolen from their book, but yeah, I think we're just I think we're going to keep following the architecture of the big story, because it's not one of the reasons we wanted to do it is that it wasn't a show where you're like, now what do we do? I mean, first thing we kind of grilled them about what was their big story, and they knew what the whole thing looked like, what the movie was, the 60, 100-hour movie, whatever it was. They knew, so we were like, this is one story, and we'll just keep telling it until somebody tells us we can't anymore. Well, I will say that a lot of the heavy lifting is done. I mean, like for us, like screenwriting is like 90% structure. It's if the structure is right, everything falls into place. And a lot of the heavy lifting, I will say, these guys have done. It's not one of those things you're like, okay, what the hell? How do we dramatize it? It's just about picking and choosing and finding how to. But if the structure works, then the dialogue, everything suddenly locks into place, and I think it's a lot easier. We've done adaptations which are like you have to start over and find the story, and I think we're just trying to. These guys have like hidden opportunities, and there's like big veins of drama that are kind of behind things, and we try to go further with them as we can in the show. So I don't know. I just think it's been. It's not as hard as it's the easiest, the most challenging as it goes on, but it's been the most fun to adapt because you're not scratching your head saying where's the story, and a lot of times you are. So I think I'm not sucking up to him because he's here, but they did a lot of very difficult structural work are baked into the books, which is a first for us.
Have you guys deliberately done things that you brought in from the novellas and from the later novels? And like season 1, there was something that happened on the rooftop, right? There was a discussion which clearly leads, which is clearly foreshadowing something that happens, in Nemesis games, for instance. And then you brought in the turn, and you said you were talking about the turn, and that came from the So are you guys deliberately just like doing two things in there, or are they just organic?
No, I mean it's what Mark said. It's whatever makes the most interesting dramatic story. So I mean they've heard the whole story.
We didn't know Nemesis games when we
no,
worked on that, but you told us things.
But we told you the whole story.
Where things are going.
Yeah, and they've read the novellas and stuff, so they look for whatever the most interesting dramatic moment in that moment is, and it doesn't matter if it's from a future book or novella. You pull it in.
And it's fun to ask them, so where does this go, like 3 books down the road, or what is the backstory there, and they'll tell us so we don't go off in some wacky direction that can't be gotten back from. But I love the novellas. I mean, they're some of my favorite stuff in the Expanse universe, because they take you guys hone in on one little aspect of something that there's almost no time for in the books to go in that length, and you just bore down into something really specific and fascinating. And so I think we're going to try to use all of them at some point, to get them all woven in somewhere, because they're I just think they're some of the best stuff you guys have ever written. So and sometimes what's great about TV, even if it's out of time, even if we're past that in the story chronology, you can always go back at TV. We can say, and here's something you might want to know that happened 3 years ago, and it's really cool. So we'll try to leave nothing on the table when this is all done.
It makes it easier to watch it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, yeah.
Each episode.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the way the whole Ostby Draper saga was dramatized, and I just love the fact that telling the truth and then following orders, and that conflict, just the way she played it and the way it was written. That must have been, was that fairly easy to dramatize, or did you have to kind of play with that look?
It's right there in the novel, but I think the only thing we really did differently was to make it more, make it more like take what's in the book and go to the cliff with it, which is, it has to be like a defection, or you have to more or less give up your old country in order to cross that line. So that it's just taking the book and just stretching it further.
We'll talk. No, I loved it, and even that scene where she goes out into the, she escapes the room and kind of sees what the world is really like. Fascinating.
It helps to have Frank.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. So that helps a lot.
They have a great bit in the book where she walks out and she swoons at just trying to orient to the horizon. She loses, and that was the whole key to that whole. That's just a moment in the book, but that infused her whole arc on Earth, because you're like, how would it feel for someone to feel the sky, and those little things end up profoundly shaping the whole arc of the characters. That's why we read the books multiple times, and you start to find all these little moments that matter, bigger than they had time for in the book, so we like to stretch them out.
That was awesome. That's great.
Thank you, guys.
Uh-oh.
Thanks, guys.